I haven't been to Disney World since I was like 8 years old, so here are some of the things that are on my bucket list if I ever were to go back. So it's no secret that I love theme parks, and specifically Walt Disney World, and considering that it is closer to where I live than Disneyland, it makes sense that my family chose that for our family vacation when I was like 8. However, we have not been back in over a decade, and a lot of new stuff has been added to the park since then. So, in no particular order, here's my Disney bucket list for if I were to go back. Number 1 is riding the Skyliner. For those of us who are Cedar Point fans, the Skyliner is a new mode of transportation at Walt Disney World that reminds me a bit of the Sky Ride at Cedar Point, in that it is their gondolas suspended from an overhead moving cable. They have locations in some of the hotels, such as Pop Century and Art of Animation, and they can get you to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. And I think it would be very fun to ride in one. Some of them are also like themed with characters, so that is just deeply exciting to me. Number 2 on my list is to try a Dole Whip in pretty much any flavor that would be available. Not like every flavor, but like I would be open to having one in any flavor, you know? You know what I mean. If I did try a Dole Whip when I went to Disney as a child, I do not remember anything about it. So I would love to try one now and see how I feel about it, though let's be real, since it's ice cream, I would probably enjoy it a lot, which is partly why it's on this list. Number 3 on my list is to eat around the world in Epcot. So at Epcot, they have something called World Showcase, which they have 11 different small areas that represent countries of the world, such as Morocco, France, and Great Britain. And at each of those pavilions, they have different food items. So like at France, you can get crepes or macarons or something. In the Germany one, they have like a noodle gratin, which is like mac and cheese, but more German, I guess. So I think it would be fun to do an eating around the world challenge, where basically you have to get one thing from each of the pavilions. Might bring me out of my comfort zone, help me try something new that maybe I wouldn't have thought about having before. And there are certain things like that just transcend country of origin and are very delicious, like gelato. I think we all need a little gelato in our lives right now. Number 4 is to go to Toy Story Land in Hollywood Studios. Toy Story Land is a relatively new addition to the Disney parks. I want to say it came to be around 2017. That seems very right to me. Anyway, in Toy Story Land, they have lots of cool photo opportunities. They have Woody's Lunchbox, a quick service dining location, and they have 3 brand new rides. Well, they're new to me because I have not been to Disney World since the 2000s, but they're probably not new to anyone else. So the 3 rides are Toy Story Mania, which is like a laser shooty thing. There's Alien Swirling Saucers, which is kind of like the Scrambler at Cedar Point. And they have Slinky Dog Dash, which is a mild roller coaster that I personally think I could handle. We know I'm a wimp. We know this. I basically had to be bribed into going on the Ocean Motion at Cedar Point. Bribed with subscribers. But in my heart, I feel like I could handle the Slinky Dog Dash. And at Woody's Lunchbox, some things that sound good to me, the homemade Pop-Tarts, Lunchbox Tarts, or the Tot Chos, I would like to try, and I thought I heard something. Anyway, maybe get a photograph by one of the fancy painted walls for the gram. Oh, yeah. Number 5 is to Disneybound in Disney. I have taken up Disneybounding and closet cosplay as a hobby recently. Am I good at it? But it's very fun and I enjoy it, so I don't really care. For those who are unaware, Disneybounding is basically when you dress like a character, but instead of wearing like a costume, you just kind of wear clothes out of your own closet that resemble that character. I think it would be very fun to do this at Disney, especially if I got to meet the character while I was wearing an outfit that looks like them. I think that would be very fun, and I could be like, oh, I wore this outfit. It was based on you. And it would be very cute. Number 6 is to ride Frozen Ever After in Epcot. Frozen Ever After is a ride in the Norway Pavilion, and it replaced that weird creepy one with like the troll. I could not. It was called like Matterhorn or Maelstrom or something. Someone's gonna get heated in the comments because I didn't know the name of that. But what I do know is that when I went to Disney, the movie Frozen didn't exist. That's right. I lived in a pre-Frozen world when I came to Disney. So, needless to say, Frozen Ever After, I wasn't able to go on it. Guess what I was able to go on, though? The creepy troll ride. That might have been more terrifying than the Tower of Terror. Also, why did our parents let us go on the Tower of Terror when we were 8? So anyway, I like the movie Frozen, and I think it would be fun to go on that ride now that it's not emotionally scarring. Number 7 on my bucket list is to ride the monorail. Once again, this might be something I did do when I was like 8 and went to Disney that I simply do not remember now, but I do think it would be very fun to go on the monorail. It looks like, I don't know, I don't have a long explanation for this. Number 8 on my list is to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. When I went to Disney, this ride didn't exist yet. It was still the Great Movie Ride, and I loved the Great Movie Ride. I was incredibly upset when I found out that they were getting rid of the Great Movie Ride. However, seeing like the videos and pictures of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, it looks so cool. I feel like it would just be so fun to go on. I would very much like to. That's it. And this is going to sound very trite and cliche, but number 9 on my list is one that I'm going to leave open because you never know what new things are going to happen in Disney World, and if I were to go, I just would want to have a magical time no matter what that looks like, because Disney magic doesn't have to look like doing all the rides and getting the best Instagram pictures. Sometimes it just looks like being happy with the ones you love. Hopefully that doesn't sound stupid. And there you have it. That's my Walt Disney World bucket list. Hopefully I can return to Walt Disney World at some point in the future. But until then, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and stay magical.